Skonberg Quintet with five musicians. They're going to play some jazz for you. And then Bria's going to play, they're going to play a concert tonight out at Drake Auditorium in Cheslow. There's still some $20 tickets left out there. 40% off for kids. If you have a student ID, you come in at the last word. You're going to quit that. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello. Hi. Thank you for joining us here. This is really a special event for us in so many ways, and mainly because we get to share our love of jazz music with you, which started in the great place in America called New Orleans. And so we're going to get you started with a little song called the Bourbon Street Parade, straight out of New Orleans. want to take you and parade you all the way down to Bourbon Street. You know, jazz music was not always played in such fine establishments. Actually, it may have been. But it was also born on the streets of New Orleans. Kids, can you say New Orleans? Yeah. So that is in the southern state of Louisiana. That was the birthplace of jazz. And one of the greatest characters in the story of jazz is a man by the name of Louis Armstrong. Can you say Louis Armstrong? Can anybody tell me what instrument Louis played? Yeah. Trumpet. Trumpet. You're absolutely right. Best instrument ever. So Louis grew up in New Orleans, and New Orleans at that time, we're talking way over 100 years ago, it was a melting pot of a bunch of different kinds of people and styles of music coming together that created jazz music, and all the music that you listen to today was from that. So we're going to break it down just a little bit and tell you some of those styles. For example, Louis would hear a lot of music at the church. Good old gospel music. So you might hear a song like this. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Of course, everybody would have to sing. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Thank you kindly. We have a good choir here today. That's good news. Now at the same time, there were people coming from Europe, from the countries of France and Spain, and they were coming together in what was yet to be the United States. And they wanted to claim their territory. They wanted to own the land and colonize, bring it together. So for the idea of uniting people in the military, they would be playing marches. And these are some of the other sounds that perhaps Louis would hear at that time. Marching. From France and Spain and other parts, they brought with them people that they needed to do a lot of their work for them. And they grabbed these people from the country of Africa. And they were slaves at that time. That means they were brought against their will to come to America to work. And as you can imagine, that wasn't very fun for them. It didn't give them a lot of freedom. But once a week, in a place called Congo Square, they were allowed to share their rhythms and really express themselves with their own people. Can you say Congo Square? Congo Square. Yeah, and it was there once a week you could hear these fabulous rhythms from Africa that again informed so much of all the music you hear in America today. It would sound a little bit like this. cultures. We have the marching from the Europeans, we have the African 6/8 rhythms, and now we add some friends from Latin American countries and the Caribbean, which the heart of their music is a rhythm called the clave. Can you say clave? Clave. Now that clave means key. It's the key to that music. And here's what it sounds like. So how about you repeat after me? Hold the top, that's your hands are not cold feet. We have a good choir here, we have a good rhythm going on. So all of those musics together became this melting pot, this beautiful thing in New Orleans that became jazz and again the basis of American music. And it was really a lot of piano players that brought those styles together. How many of you played piano? Fantastic. Well, we have a fabulous player of the keyboard and piano here today. His name is Dalton. Say hi, Dalton. Hi, Dalton. And he's going to show you a style from that time. It's called ragtime. Can you say ragtime? Ragtime. Yeah, which literally means ragged time. Taking the straight thing and pushing all those styles together. Maybe show them a little example of that. Of jazz music, and another great pioneer of the music, Duke Ellington, really said it best when he wrote this song called "It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing." Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-I, 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 do-I. It don't mean a thing, all you got to do is sing. Do-I, 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 do-I. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-I, 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 swing it! don't need a thing, all you got to do is say, it makes no difference if it's sweet or just give that rhythm everything you got. It don't need a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-a, 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 do-a. Do-a, 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 do-a. Well, let me tell you, how many of you are play a musical instrument? Fabulous, great, thank you to your parents for doing that. Well, we all started playing our instruments a long time ago, but you might notice that we're not reading any music right now. So how does that happen? Because you know, if we all just decided to make up whatever we wanted at the same time, it wouldn't necessarily sound very good. But yet, we all play together. Now, how many of you play a sport? Who here plays basketball? Who here plays soccer? Ooh, you play volleyball? Baseball? Football? Fabulous. Great. Thank you, your parents. We'd like to say that our band up here, being in a band is like being on a team. And sometimes you go to play a sport, and you might not know the other people you're playing with, but you have kind of a specific spot. And you have an idea of what you're supposed to do, as well as a common goal. So with that in mind, I'm going to introduce you to the guys in the band, and they can tell you a little bit about what their role in the band is. What instrument is this? The drums, you're absolutely right. And today on drums, originally from Jackson, Mississippi, this is Darian Douglas. Woo!
Okay, so the drums is the most important instrument in this band. The drums is like the king. It's like your mom. Your mom's always really the one in charge. It's the loudest instrument, and it's the most unique instrument because it's the only instrument made of several instruments. And also, if you're a drummer, you're scientifically the smartest person in the band. So, yeah, it's true. So this instrument, or these instruments, these three on top, are called cymbals, right? So that's one, and then these two are tom-toms. That's a bass drum. This is a snare drum. And so what happened was, in New Orleans, they had marching bands, but then someone started getting cheap, so they were like, man, you know, they put all the marching band drums in one thing and expected one guy to play it. And so that's what happened. And so my role is to keep the rhythm and keep the time, and also to keep everybody in check. So if someone's playing too long, I play loud and then they stop playing.
Darian Douglas, scientifically smartest, loudest, most modest member of the band. Give us a little bit of so let's hear the drums by themselves just for a minute. Darian Douglas on the drums. So after our own voice, the drums are even the oldest instrument available to man and womankind, and they're responsible for the rhythm. Here, on this big instrument, who can tell me what this is? Cello is a common guess. That's a very good guess, but you're not right. Yeah. Bass, yes, absolutely right. And here on the bass, originally from British Columbia, Canada, now living in Brooklyn, New York, say hi to Sean Cronin.
Hi. Yes, it's true that I play the bass, and I know this is a common thing for everybody in the band to say, but it is actually the most important instrument. Mostly because the bass kind of is part drummer, part piano player, it's like it's the thing that joins the rhythm section, because the bass plays a rhythm, plays a consistent rhythm, but it also outlines the chord changes, which is what the piano does. And and sorry. And so basically in jazz, most of the time the bass is playing something that the bass drum is also playing. We're sort of working together to make this rhythm, which is what makes swing happen, which is basically just going just 4 notes in a row, but they're alternating usually, so I'll show you what that sounds like.
On the bass, yeah, the bass is like the heartbeat. It's the pulse of the band, every way. So we've got, again, rhythm and a little bit of underlying harmony. And I know that you piano players out there already identified yourselves, so you can identify with this guy here. Again, Dalton Ridenar on the piano.
Hello. So this is actually a keyboard, right? But for the sake of this, we'll call it a piano. And the great thing about the piano is that I can actually play by myself, as I demonstrated earlier. So I can play, say, a blues just by myself. So I actually don't need any of these guys. Okay, so I can actually play by myself, but that actually gets kind of boring. I'd rather hang out with friends and play with friends, so I play with these guys. And generally the piano, I take a lot of that stuff out and play a little bit simpler whenever I play with the band. And the piano provides rhythm and also harmony, which is basically the notes, the pitches that sort of set a foundation for everything else. So I'll play a little bit of piano as I might play when I'm just playing with these guys, okay?
These 3 guys together make up the rhythm section. And now, of course, we get to the most important instrument in the band. How many of you play the trumpet? Oh, how many of you would like to play the trumpet? Yeah! I'm going to teach you right now. It's really easy. Trumpet is a 3-piece instrument. Mouthpiece, air supplier, and amplifier. Now, how I play the trumpet is you make an M with your lips, and then you blow air like this. Can you guys do that? Make an M? Great, yeah, so that's what, you take a big breath, and you make that sound. Works great for duck hunting. So and then I put that inside the amplifier here. And that's how you make a sound on the trumpet. But then my role in the band is the most important because I play the melody, and I lead the band, and I write the checks. So this is the part of the melody is the part of the song that gets stuck in your head long after, and it's a very vocal thing to do. This is really my voice. So for example, we're going to play this. I'm going to sing a melody the first time, and then I'm going to play it. You can hear how those 2 voices go together. 1, 2, 3. Every day I have the blues. Every day I have the blues. For it's you, baby, that I hate to lose. Jazz band. And then joining me in the front line, and my name is Bria. Hi. Originally from Vancouver, British Columbia. This is Evan on the saxophone. Hi, Evan.
Hello. So I play two instruments here. Can you see what they are? This one, which is a clarinet, and this one, which is a saxophone. You got it. So both of these instruments have something in common, and that is that they're reed instruments. Do you know what a reed is? It's not what you do with a book. In this case, it means this little piece of wood right here. R-E-E-D is how you spell that. So that's a reed, which is basically a piece of cane. If you've ever seen like bamboo, you know, it's the same type of thing. So they take that material and make a reed of it, and that is the piece of the instrument that vibrates in the same way that a string on a bass vibrates, or the air when Bria's, well, actually she's using her lips to vibrate her lips, and that's what makes the sound. In this case, this little piece of wood, a reed vibrating back and forth, is what makes the sound on the saxophone and on the clarinet. So that's a little piece of interesting information about those instruments. And my role in the band, you know, after we get all this stuff, all the rhythm and the melody happening, I also play melody, so one note at a time. I can play the melody of a song, but I can also play a counter melody to what Bria's playing. So when Bria's playing the melody, I'll play my own melody that I usually make up. I improvise. I just make it up in the moment. So I'll show you how that works.
And the final piece, at least in this orchestra, is something that we all have. How many of you like to sing? How many of you like to sing when nobody's listening? How many of you don't like to raise your hand? Okay. Well, we all have this voice, of course, and sometimes we want to sing, but we don't necessarily have the words to express what we want to say. And so we can improvise. Again, kids, can you say improvise? Improvise, yeah. And like Evan said, it's like making stuff up off the top of your head based on how you feel. And I'll give you a little example of that. Maybe we can get some call and response going. 1, 2, 3. you're a great rhythm section. I need a couple of brave volunteers to come up here right now and sing. Okay, now you in the green. You were like, I got this. Come on over here. How about a couple more volunteers? Yeah, come over here. I want to get you to scat. You two, come on up. Yeah, sure. Come over here. How you doing? Come on up. Folks, give it a round of applause for these brave volunteers. All right, come on over here, folks. Thanks for joining us. Are you having a good time today? I hope so. Are you having a good time today? Oh, yeah. All right, so, as we just did, we're gonna scat a little bit. Can you say the word scat? Yeah. And that means make up stuff. Do you want to give us, go ahead and sing a little bit for us. Make up whatever you're feeling. You go right ahead. So rhythm stuff, right? Let's go around. All right, repeat after me. You got it. Ba ba ba. Da 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 da. Baby dee. Ba la da dee. Bi dee 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 dee. These girls are great. Keep going. That's great! Fantastic! Guys, you're wonderful. Don't worry. Thank you for coming out and joining us. It's not an easy thing to do. Fabulous, folks. Thank you so much. Hey, before we play a little bit, maybe our last tune, I want to open the floor for questions. Does anybody here have a question for anybody in the band? Anybody? Yeah.
round for Bria Skonberg and the quintet. Yeah. Fantastic. Make sure you get on the email sign-up sheet because with this kind of turnout, we will be doing this again. And tentatively, the next one will be April 16th. So make sure you put...
Next year, just by a show of hands, I'm just curious, are anybody new to civic music as far as coming to the show, or is everybody been here before? Okay, so we have some new people. Okay, thank you very much for your great love, New Orleans. You're at the perfect show. You're at the perfect show. Well, we appreciate your patronage and being here. So I think you're really going to enjoy this. What you said. You know, I'm on the board, but I'm also a fan of New Orleans music and also on the programming committee. So every year when we look at doing things, we obviously want to do things that we think the audience is going to be interested in, but also things that we think that we have an interest in and we think that the community does. So we're just really, really pleased to get Bria now. She falls under the category, as we call it here, of a rising star. That's part of our mission. So we do establish people, in jazz and classical and then rising stars. So even though we classify that as maybe Bria is not as well known maybe to the general public, in jazz circles, she's very, very well known. So you're going to be in for a real treat tonight. She's got some very, very talented musicians with her. All right now, all living in New York City, and the band's been playing together now.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Stevenson. I'm the Executive Director of Civic Music Association. Welcome to tonight's concert featuring the Bria Skonberg Quintet. Thanks for spending your evening with us. Thanks for your love of great music, live music in Desmoines. You're part of the reason that we live in such a great city is that you come out and attend these concerts. Thanks to those of you who are season ticket holders who come back concert after concert and have made a kind of a life of this.